Greetings, community, and welcome to Entropy in Comics. And my pre-order arrived. I'm a little out of sorts only for the fact that it's award season, and I'm doing a bunch of shows right now. The box that I have monthly pre-order arrived roughly 10 days ago. I already kind of did my little processing of put them in my own bags and boards, logged them into my computer. Broken up the books that I want to put away versus the ones that I want to read, which is most of the books I read, actually. um, and as I was getting into it, meaning now 9 days later, I realized I never did the show. So, that being stated, and all facts have been laid out, I want to go ahead and take a moment to say, hey, thank you for being here. For those of you that have caught me on the rewind, without you, the show wouldn't be nearly what it is. However, also what I want to state is those that have caught me on the live. Yes, Christina, I appreciate you cruising on in and dancing with me. And Las Cruces, brother. Hope all is well. And how you be? Hope everything's good with you too. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Seriously. I'm going to get into the first act, which I already read, and I was essentially getting ready to put away, and that's what jogged my memory that I've yet to do a show. So let's start off with Survival Street, issue number 3 and 4. What I really enjoy about the series is how pertinent, poignant, factual, hyper factual. I mean, I wish half of this stuff wasn't true. However, this is just brilliantly I think it's Amos, right? Asmus? Yeah, Asmus. That writes this thing, and he does such a wonderful job of taking a story that seems so superficial, so again, the top layer is so easy to enjoy and so easy to read that it's just so easy to miss a lot of the underlining undertones and points that are trying to be made sometimes in the actual storyline. This is one of my favorite series. It is the second volume of the Survival Street, and I guess this one just hits more hard than it did in the past. And yeah, I just finished issue number 4, and it was freaking good. That ends that series. Highly recommend it for anyone that is remotely into something beyond the stereotypical book. It breaks a lot of the tropes. It goes right into satirical, right into political, right into social stuff that is going on, and it really touches in places of home that really hurts. But it's extremely enjoyable. Space Usagi. This is issue 2. This is issue 3, and that is it for the story. So Usagi seldom jumps out there in space. This is a story that initially took place back in 1993, if I recall. This was just such an enjoyable read. I had forgotten a lot of this stuff. I only had come across it by friends that had these books. I've never had owned them prior to me getting them now. And yeah, this finishes out basically all the stuff they're going to be doing as far as focusing on revisiting. What they're doing now, as far as Stan Sakai is concerned, is writing all new stories. That will start, I believe, roughly in the beginning of February. So I am definitely looking forward to that, and that was most enjoyable. And I'm just looking forward to more. So also, I've been getting all these what if stories. I really enjoyed the what if of the Hulk. I've been trying to get these design variants. I now recall that I forgot to call my comic shop and reserve a couple of books for me, so hopefully I can remember tomorrow. Doubt it. Also, what if Galactus Transforming Gambit? This also was really cool, really interesting read. I've said it before, and I guess briefly say it again. What I really enjoy about the what if stories is that they allow individuals to go ahead and, especially the writers, what I mean, to cut loose a little bit and not necessarily adhere hardcore to the ultimate tropes and lores that normally restrict them from writing what they end up doing. And especially in the case of the more recent what ifs, they only loosely follow the guidelines of what we know of certain characters and how they conduct themselves when they go ahead, in the sense of Galactus recruits individuals. Add to that, we end up seeing things that, normally are not seen or not seen in so quick order, which was so enjoyable. You don't have to sit there and wait, 20 or 30 books to get to the ultimate root of the storyline. Amazing Spider-Man issue number 64 and 65. I've not only been buying all the A covers, but I'm getting all the Scotty Young covers, and hell yeah. I would say in the past 6 issues have been the concentrate, enjoyable reads of Amazing Spider-Man in the past, probably, almost 2 years. It's really been that enjoyable in the past few issues. However, the setup for that issue 60, which was a baton handoff, 60 was a good read in my opinion, and I did enjoy that. So now 64, 65 delves deep into the 8 deaths of Spider-Man, and I've really been digging it. All new Venom. But we're getting closer to find out who it is. We know it isn't a couple people, and with the fingers being pointed pretty strong at a couple of contenders. Hey, Ben, hope all is well. And, I pretty much have guessed who it is, and I don't want to ruin it for anyone. Though, let's get back to what I was starting off. All new Venom is not only really, really enjoyable, but with, an all new writer writing the tale, it does bring a lot of gravity back to the storyline, even though there's extreme amount of levity in the story itself. So it's a cool combination in contrast to what we get in some of the past writings that we've had. It's either been one or the other, or a little bit just too much heavy into one or the other, that it kind of fogs out the ultimate storyline that we're trying to get to. So I've really been digging this all new Venom. What if Mickey and friends became the Fantastic Four? What I've been enjoying about these What If stories is we're getting all the old classic tales, but in these new modern characters. That if you're a Disney fan, I really don't have to explain. I'm not saying I'm an ultimate Disney fan. I'm just saying it's a, I don't know. It's a neat little gimmick, and I can't help myself. So there you have it. Kidpool and Spider-Boy. Already read it, really enjoyed it. I know people initially thought it was kind of stupid, and you can skip it at the same point. If you already know with Deadpool how he conducts himself, and this Kidpool is essentially the same. So, you kind of know what to expect from it when you end up getting these type of stories, when you know that this Deadpool style character is one of the main characters in the story. The cool thing is it works, in my opinion. If you get, a good 7 or 8 pages deep into the story, if you can make it that far, I truly believe you'll enjoy it. All right, Ultimate Wolverine. Get the cover A. I got the, what is that? It's an E. And this, yeah. We end up learning Ultimate Winter is really, and Wolverine is actually, and we end up flipping around a couple of titles, even though the gnarliness and the nastiness of the animal that we first fell in love with is still there and is an Ultimate version. Initially the Ultimate universe as it first came out is just the Ultimates, and then we end up getting Spider-Man or launched off and did really well. And now we're really, truly deep into the storyline when we get in as far as Ultimates, number 8. When we start getting this far, we end up seeing really what's going on. And now we're on the countdown to what? I think we're only 10 months away. Once we get to November and scratching December, we're going to end up having the Arrival. That lock essentially opens up, and all hell's going to break loose. So we're going to end up with a bunch of Richards, and probably the console is going to end up jumping right out, and all hell is going to break loose. So I'm looking forward not only to when we get that time, but to see how extensive this builds up with all the characters that we've all known, fell in love with in the Marvel Universe, but how those titles slightly alter. It's been really enjoyable to read thus far. Okay, Blade. Already read issue number 3. This one I'm going to keep inside the poly bag thing. And yeah, it is definitely a decent extension off the original Red Band series from Blood Hunt. Now I know there's been a bunch of red band stuff to come out as of late, but nothing seems to truly scratch what made the red band popular. Blade's version, it's not as gory and gnarly as I was hoping. However, the story is still as good as I expected it to be, and I'm loving what Hill's doing. So yeah, keep it coming, and it's been great so far. Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 13. Yeah, I end up getting the regular cover and the 1 to 25. And this has just been freaking awesome. I mean, I truly have been enjoying this series so far, and I can't get enough. Like I said, it kind of started out everything in the beginning with the Ultimates, and it's just been truly the pinnacle of what this Ultimate series has been outside of Black Panther. Kanto, A Place Like Home. Slight tease, I guess. I really thought that this was going to be it. This was the end of the series, and what we end up finding out is not necessarily. It does finish out the storyline with the Shrouded Man, but it does set up for future stories of Kanto. So I am looking for more adventures, and I hope that to be at the same point. I guess the ultimate balloon that I thought was going to fly off, in the Neverland, it didn't do so because Kanto is on more adventures, and we know, as was hinted, we're going to get him fairly soon. Feral issue number 9. All hell breaks loose. The cats got out of the room, and oh my God, that lady is one rabid bitch. So, this series is just getting sicker and sicker. And Tony, you're doing a great job, but it's just extremely heart wrenching at times to read. My stomach actually turns. I feel so bad for the cats and the story as it goes on, but I know that this is the story that makes me keep on wanting to read each and every issue. It does leave you on a cliffhanger. It does make you want more. And Feral is probably one of my ultimate favorite ongoing series. Speaking of which, Fleece is also writing Uncanny Valley, which has also been an extremely enjoyable one. Now we end up seeing what the ultimate, goal of everyone is. The kid just wants to live. He wants to find his mom. They want to go home. We end up finding out that without the kid, this fantasy world will essentially go away, and if he's not sacrificed, so we got to find some type of way out of this, and that's where we're at with Uncanny Valley. It's just been gnarly. I don't want to mix these books up, as I stated before. These are the ones I read, and that's about a little more than half, I would say, around half. Ultraman and the Avengers. Not quite certain where this falls in the storyline, but Higgins has been doing an awesome story with this. I mean, he's the one that's been writing all the Ultraman stuff as it is when it comes out. And he's just been doing a wonderful job. I'm not really a team reader. However, the team up is not only working, but it's starting to make me want to read an Avengers book or two. This was the cover A. And I didn't realize that Robert Trujillo is the one that ends up writing this. And I'm looking forward to end up talking to him about this. Hell Hunters, issue number 1. If you have to read, dying to read, end up finding out in issue number 2 that some significant individual ends up joining the team. Look forward to that. And Spirits of Vengeance. This series has just been awesome. Seriously, Sabir Pirzada has been doing such a wonderful job on this series. I can't get enough. I am a Ghost Rider. Definitely in the past 6 years or so, my Ghost Rider fandom is growing ever so much. And this series has just been nothing short of just awesome. Okay, so here we go with the cover A's of Amazing Spider-Man 64 and 65. So 64, 65. That is a great cover. And yeah, I'm just a little shy of reading some of these things. So these are the ones I've yet to actually read. There's some of them I did read over there. Some I didn't read there. The ones that are being put away over there, you notice that were some of the variants. So that's why they're in that pile. Miles Morales. Oh, there you are. So I got another 20. Okay. 28. 29. And this poor kid is going through hell. Seriously. Hey, Mark. Dude, appreciate you being here. Seriously. After the blood hunt, Miles ended up taking a pretty nasty spill in the sense of he's now cursed. He's a vampire. So we're trying to get rid of that, and it's it's without Black Panther's sister, he would be lost. And he's doing everything he can to just hold everything together. He's been in a couple of battles with people he didn't even want to be in battles with, and this is all working out to be a mess. So it's been an awesome journey so far for me to not only read, but to see where this is eventually going to go. I'm extremely curious. Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 11. Then you get, two of some of the best Spider-Man that there is out there, and you team them up. What kind of story you think you're going to get? A damn good one. And this has really been a really enjoyable series. And to see this new character that, what is it? Elementary. Aha, I remembered. She's cool. Now, I've been saying this for almost 10 months now. I initially didn't want to really start reading this again. But the story has actually been that enjoyable. So I ended up getting one of those one per stores. Then I got another one. Then I'm like, I want to read it now. So I ended up getting cover A and reading it, enjoyed it. 5 issues later, I didn't want to get rid of the series. I'm like, oh man, I went. I'm already halfway deep into the second volume of, and it's like I still want to shed some stuff. This is, Anyways, moving on. Immortal Thor. No, I am not going to finish a thought. Issue number 19. This has really been an enjoyable read. I think this is probably one of the better Thors. Not only because I said this again, in the first 12 issues, not only explain past 2 volumes that we got prior, but we end up getting something that is setting up to be pretty gnarly and explains some of the covers that we've seen through the Donny first issue 4, 5, 6, definitely, of the Donny Cates era when he was writing. Some of that stuff looks like it's going to be happening pretty soon. The Incredible Hulk, issue number 21. Charlie's awesome. I really dig her. She's got a bitchin' spirit. I really enjoy her as a character. I really love the relationship that both Bruce has with her and the Hulk has with her. I think they both truly have fallen in love, and I've truly fallen in love with not only the character, but their relationship. So, just keep it coming. And the New Champions, issue number 1. It was like, who the hell are these people? These are like next-gen characters and all that, and it's, for some, it's definitely a hit and miss. For the next generation of readers that are out there, which I hope there is, I definitely recommend this. This will get you to want to end up reading, in my opinion, the first era of characters that these characters are based on. I think you'll dig it. All right, Sweetie Candy Vigilante. This finishes off the... God, are you... Yeah. Finishes off the second volume. I can't get enough of this series. I really wish it just wouldn't be a volume and just be ongoing series. This would be so cool. This is one of those books that I truly not only enjoy just because it's a good book, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure most people are going, are you kidding? But the reason why I enjoy it so much is because it doesn't take itself seriously. It touches on subject matter that you can see that it's coming, that it's written from the heart. There's morals in there. There's values in there. And again, it's not trying to drive anything heavily home as much as just saying, look, this is why we're doing this. You see that? This is why we're doing that. And because of this, this is what happens. And it's just that simple, that enjoyable. And I can't get enough. Sweetie Candy Vigilante is definitely a character I've truly fallen in love with. All right, Geiger, issue number 9. Oh, that's right. I was supposed to call the shop again. And issue number 10. Issue number 10 ends up with, thank you, Christina. Brings us, it aggressively's here. That's the problem. Whenever I go, I actually am there with you at times. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't finish this out. Or wait, there's a whole volume after that. I got to go get it. I'm right there with you. Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah. Thank you. And he did his own solo thing recently, which was really cool on his jacket. So Geiger is not only the second volume of a great story that started off this whole Ghost Universe, Ghost Machine thing, but we're getting introduction to new characters that are playing a significant role and further down in the road in this series. In issue number 10, we end up seeing the first appearance of the glowing woman, who is going to play somewhat a significant role from my understanding. And the reason why I want to call my shop is I guess Danny Mickey stopped by and ended up signing a bunch of books, and I wasn't there. I mean, like I said, I've been busy, so it's award season. So, Red Coat, issue number 9. Now this or 8. This was a series that I've been trying to filter through the whole Ghost Machine and between all the books that are coming out. I can't just buy them all. There's just too many on the list. So Red Coat luckily made the list, and like I said, luckily it did for my benefit. This has really been an enjoyable read. The reason why for me it's been enjoyable is the fact that it touches on subject matters that allow me to be a little bit introspective. It allows me to look at myself and go, hey, is that me? Or did I used to do that? Or it definitely allows me to look in the mirror at time and go, I recognize me there, and I'm sure glad I don't do that anymore. Yeah, right. So yeah, Red Coat has been significantly just an amazing read for the fact that it's been allowing me to, because there's a lot of morals and stuff, subject matter in there, allowing me to make question of not only, how does this reflect society? Does this reflect how people would be, or certain judgments might be made in regards to how people value themselves when they don't necessarily have to take care of themselves. I didn't want to go too far there, but yeah, it gets into places like that. It's really cool. Transformers, here we go. Let's get a little mellow. Transformers issue number 16 is not only really something that, again, furthers the storyline into something that allows us to see how all this is tying together, but we see, again, more characters showing up in each successive book that has been just going, really? And not only that, but we've seen it definitely when it comes to Void Rivals. We're seeing more and more introductions, especially in Void Rivals 15, 14, 15, and upcoming 16, that we're just like, are you kidding me? Is that who that is? I think that is. When I end up reading 14, I'm like, no way are they talking about who I think they're talking about. So I'm looking forward to not only jumping into 15, but yeah, this has really been an awesome series since it's now just Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Void Rivals. Just been freaking awesome. Speaking of which, G.I. Joe, issue number 3. I've yet to read, but I'm dying to. The G.I. Joe started off with, are you kidding me? You bring us these characters and already start off. And then we got into 2 where it's like you end up having one sneak into over here and there. And there's so much like gravity the whole time. I mean, the suspense is just, it kills me. And as the famous line goes, I hope it'll last. What's the furthest place from here? Has really been an enjoyable series. It's been one of the most enjoyable ongoing series that I've been reading, especially when it comes to an independent. It's very unique in the sense that where it started, we're now seeming like where we're ending up at again. That is now nowhere near where I thought we would end up going. The journey has been crazy. It's been vicious, visceral at times, and just I mean, if that's where we're going to go in a post-apocalyptic world, it's like, However, that stated, I really have been not only enjoying it, but every time I've been leaving each issue, it's been invoking a lot of thought, and not only has been what's been transpiring leading up to it, but what I believe is going to happen never does, ever. And it's broken down in so many chapters. It makes it so manageable to read. It makes it that much more enjoyable. So not only is the format very unique and enjoyable, but the actual pace of the read has been so, I guess, predictable that the journey is kind of like someone holding someone's hand that you know there's always going to be there. And that's how good this book has really been. Always been there. And rather consistently. Doctor Doom, issue 1, Rocket Raccoon. This was, I guess, considered the premiere issue. And the reason why is this sets up the whole Doom stuff that's going to be happening, as I was talking about before last week and the week before. The first 6 months were going to be very Doom heavy. I mean, especially when it comes to some of the books that are going to be coming out. I mean, we're going to get Doom Academy, which is Strange Academy under because it's the second year of the kids under Doom's presence. It's not going to be, I don't think, what most people really necessarily anticipated. The writing is not going to be done by Scotty Young, but I'm still looking forward to it because, damn, from what I've been reading so far, this event that is going to be all this Doom stuff looks really, really cool. I mean, out of all the events that have been happening, I think Red Band has been one of the more enjoyable ones in the past couple of years. I think this Doom one's going to beat it out. Just saying. Nightclub is the second volume, and here we are, 4 issues deep. What happened in issue 3, the fact that this gang of kids now end up possessing another group of kids, now possessing this vampiric power, who should not have it at all. I really thought these kids were going to be taken out, meaning our heroes, going to be taken out in the big game. They got away relatively unscathed. However, when they got away from that, and then they get back home, they're like, yeah, we're going to be heroes and we're going to do right. Ever since day one, things has not worked right for them, and we already lost one of our heroes. So this has been, holy macatoonie, Miller. Dude, you're wow. Seriously? You're taking out some cool characters, and it's not like you can bring these things back. He was Ash, and not the name. He was literal Ash. Space Ghost, issue number 8. David is doing such a marvelous job on this that he ended up throwing a pitch at Dynamite. I'm sure many of you know that he's now writing Captain Planet. That should release, I believe it's in April. I'm totally looking forward to that. I'll also drop it here. There will be a Mark Spears variant on that. I'm sure it's going to be hot, so I recommend looking for that before everyone starts spending $20 or $30 for that variant. I believe it's just going to be a standard variant like cover B. But Space Ghost is not only just amazingly written by an amazing guy, but it does show that he needed this type of series to show his true colors on what he can do, not only for the bigger companies, but he can take on, well-known characters and do them right. All right. Mother effing monsters. Jay Holtham is not only a cool guy, but I like his writing style. So this was something I was definitely looking forward to. The art looked wild, and it was just something that, hey, between who's writing it and the look at that. The palette that was being chosen, I was like, of course that's me. I'm in the horror. I think that's stuff. Oh, there's the variant. Oh, I'll just throw it over there. Talking to myself, sorry. So here we are with Universal Monsters, Frankenstein. I think it's 3. Oh, 4. And this was, in my opinion, a great take on a classic story. Love the fact that if you're not reading, there's a lot more of a love story tied into this than ever was before. And I really like that to be part of the underlining tone of what this book's premise is, beyond the overall, what most people remember, the monster itself. So the monster to me is almost tertiary in the storyline, even though he's main in the storyline. The storyline of that main character is really trying to show the love that he had, and that the individual that turned that individual into a monster is the true monster in the story. Miles Morales, Issue number 29. Now there's this variant. I know I already showed you the issue number 28 and 29 is the cover A's. Just want to show you the Fantastic Four variant. And yeah, this is cool. They've been doing all these special homage variants, and they've been rather. I've been picking most of them up. I thought they were pretty cool. We did it, peoples, and we did it in exactly wow. It was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. I appreciate everyone. Hey, K-pop, being here. K-pop, appreciate you being here. Christina, as always. Do I? Do I really have Kai's name on my screen? That's awesome. Because I'm not me, I'm Kai. Do I really? Hey, so anyways, Mark, Christina, K-pop, Katie, Mark, Spectre, Ben, Las Cruces, Boggs, and always is Christina. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Where is it? It's up there. And dancing with me. You stay well. You take care. Everyone, I appreciate you. And that's it for me. And Have a good night.